On the airwaves of D93, Samantha and Phil, telling our story week after week, spreading love and joy for all to see. Oh yeah, we'll keep on dancing, we'll keep on singing, our hearts are open, our love is bringing.
Hello and welcome to D93 News presented by Idaho Farm Bureau. We are a little more than a month away from the November 5th election. It's homecoming week for Hillcrest. We'll have more on that a little later, but our top story comes from our very own Pine Basin.
Yeah, this was a fun story to put together. It's been well documented how D93 has put Pine Basin to good use, but we wanted to dive into its history a little more. Well, it turns out Pine Basin really helped build the foundation for skiing in Eastern Idaho. Mountain peaks and deep snow, our region has that in abundance. It's no wonder we have such a rich history with downhill skiing. Our long winters combined with some of the best snow on earth make for some unforgettable experiences on the slopes. Skiing in Eastern Idaho really took off in the 1950s with Pine Basin. Mike Kelly had a front row seat to all of it. He was in the first grade when the Pine Basin Lodge was built, but this was more than just a ski lodge, especially for him. You literally lived here.
Yeah, this
This was your house.
This is my house. Dad and Uncle Merle built it from putting the footings in. You saw in the video, putting the footings in for it, and building the whole thing. So they built it all, and cut the timber for all the runs. We used some of the timber for logs and for the sheds for the lifts, and then they built the whole thing. Got old cars and old trucks, and that's what we used for the rope tows. And we'd run it down and run the rope around the wheels on the car, and away you'd go.
They were building the foundation for what has become one of our favorite winter pastimes. Mike's dad, Dan, worked as a disc jockey for KIFI Radio. He also sold advertising. He and the station's owner, Jim Brady, formed the KIFI Ski School. Mike says that on Saturdays, 13 buses would take students up to Pine Basin from the valley, and they'd get another 6 or 7 buses on Sunday.
It was a big part of East Idaho when the ski area was running because of the ski school, and because skiing was just starting to take off back in the 50s and the 60s. And this is one place that got people started.
KIFI also sponsored the race team. At its peak, there were 5 rope tows and a platter lift. Eventually, other ski areas started to take off, and Pine Basin closed as a ski area in the early 1970s. Not long after, D93 would sign a 100-year lease with the Forest Service, allowing Pine Basin to continue to give back to our community.
It's great to see it being used instead of just sitting here rotting. Yeah. Like this group here that's getting married this weekend. What a perfect use for it.
So you think your dad would be proud?
Oh, definitely. Because that was his dream.
Skiing is something we are both passionate about. You've been down for a minute though, but I understand that you're working your way back.
10 years of a minute.
Yeah, it's been
I'm hoping to get back on the slopes. I'm hoping this winter I will be able to, after some physical therapy and some other things I've been doing, trying to get back on the ski hill, but I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm sure you'll make it a great story if I am back up on that ski hill.
That would be really cool. This is really cool too. Thunder Ridge's Roman Stonhill has been named a commended student in the 2025 National Merit Scholarship Program. Roman is being recognized for his exceptional academic promise. Cool stuff right there.
Sure is. I love it. Now, sign-ups for the 2024-2025 Preschool Newsletter are now underway. This is a monthly newsletter for our district preschool age children, that's ages 3 through 5. D93 will send a newsletter and a book to district families that sign up once a month between October and May. We'll have more information about this in our family newsletter.
Great program. Let's go back to Hillcrest where, like we said at the start of the show, it's homecoming week. The parade is scheduled to start tomorrow afternoon at 2:10 behind McCowan Park. It will proceed to Hillview at 2:20, work its way over to Ammon Elementary at 2:35, Sand Creek at 2:40, and then wrap up at Hillcrest at 2:50. Of course, That's all subject to change. You got to close down the roads and stuff, so be patient. Sometimes they actually get there earlier, but those are the targets. And of course, we'll have all the parade coverage on Instagram and then probably a Facebook Live as well.
Absolutely. We love those parades. And just remember to stay safe at those parades because
be careful
they've got
out
some
there.
big trucks going through there and everything. We want to keep our kids safe.
Yeah, well, that's going to do it for us.
We'll see you next time on D93 News.